Bryce Young and two other Carolina Panthers rookies have been selected to a preseason all-rookie team, and that is very unsurprising to myself and many people within Carolina Panthers Nation. But I guess it's a fair question to ask, why so much Panthers love as of late? So in this video, we're going to dive into exactly what was said about each of these three players. I'm going to give you my reactions, and we're going to get into all of that good stuff right after this.
From the foe, you dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Rashad. This is a Carolina Panthers fan channel. Please do me a favor by hitting the like button, and please make sure you subscribe, as I am on my road to 3K, trying to make sure my channel continues to grow before these games get started next season. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to this article. So this article was provided to us from CBS. It was written by the author Chris Trapasso, and it was released just over a week ago. So the first player that was discussed was none other than our star rookie, all future, all world, all universe guy in our quarterback, Bryce Young, who made the first team of the three possible tiers in this article, whether it be first team, second team, or honorable mention. Chris Trapasso had this to say about Bryce Young. Quote, "This is the inverse order of my quarterback rankings before the 2023 draft, and from much as I have to trust my evaluations, especially before a rookie class takes the field, I like the entirety of the environment Young finds himself in most among the three quarterbacks taken in April. Frank Reich, Thomas Brown, Jim Caldwell, and Josh McCown will construct comfy, passer-friendly offense for Young. The blocking unit is improving. The receiver group is the least intriguing, albeit unspectacular, with Adam Thielen, DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, Terrace Marshall, Shi Smith, and third-round pick Jonathan Mingo, who rocked after the catch at Ole Miss." Close quote. So that is what Chris Trapasso had to say about why he elected to select our quarterback, Bryce Young, to be the representative of the first team for this preseason all-rookie team. And my thoughts are as the following. If you are one of the people that had Bryce and CJ Stroud relatively close before the draft happened just a few short months ago, then it is understandable why post the draft, looking at the makeup of the current coaching staff, the blocking units, and the skill position units that the three players, or just Stroud and Bryce Young in particular, are strapped with, you would assume that here in Carolina, it's pretty easy to see that we have the superior unit in just about every single way, whether it be from the coaching staff to our offensive line to the running backs to the wide receivers. The entire unit of what the Carolina Panthers has to offer is much more inviting to a rookie quarterback that will be able to assimilate him into the NFL a lot more easier than what I imagine the Texans will be able to do for CJ Stroud, man. But I also have to say that part of the reason for that being is because CJ Stroud went to a team that is coached by a defensive-minded head coach in DeMeco Ryans, although I do believe that he is going to be a very prosperous head coach eventually, maybe even in the short future. I don't think that having a defensive coach being the mastermind behind your developing rookie quarterback is the most the best way to go. For lack of a better term, I don't think that that's the best way to go. I do like the Carolina Panthers unit better, so I do agree with them. I do agree with them there. But finally, on the entire offensive side of the ball point, both of these guys, be it Stroud and Bryce Young, are under first-time offensive coordinators. But the difference is that Thomas Brown is not going to be the one that is actually calling the plays. Frank Reich, somebody that has won a Super Bowl as a offensive coordinator, also has previous head coaching experience. He is going to be the one taking control in that aspect. So you can assume that this offense will be a little more well-tuned than that of the Texans. Also, Thomas Brown coming over and being a member of the Sean McVay coaching tree, you can only imagine what he brings to the coaching room is very, very valuable. So that's just another reason why why I agree with this. But it being the least intriguing of the three groups is very interesting to me. Why? Not because of his impression of the guys that already have film in the NFL, already have tape put out there. It's because the final line that you see in this entire story right here, for him to say he's done a lot of a lot of information gathering, this being somebody that takes pride in their pre-draft analysis and looking into a lot of players, it seems as though his analysis stopped once the draft actually got here, because I don't know how in the first like real stanza of this article you can mention Jonathan Mingo being a third round pick when he was in fact a second round pick, like one of the top 10 players selected in the in the second round. He was a second round pick. He was one of the first 10 players selected in the second round, so he wasn't even at the tail end of the second round. He was a higher selected second round pick. Like, to have that in there, I looked this article back up today. There has been no revisions. This is just what he truly thinks of the Carolina Panthers and where he thinks Jonathan Mingo stands. So that has me believe that he doesn't truly know too much about the Carolina Panthers. He just likes Bryce Young, the first overall pick. So that's why, yada, yada, yada. This is why it ended up being here, man. But clearly, that's the Carolina Panthers aren't his cup of tea. But with that being said, those are my thoughts on what he had to say about Bryce Young. So now we will move into the second player that was mentioned in this article, being the second round pick, 38 overall, in our wide receiver, Jonathan Mingo. Chris Trapasso, who clearly did not watch the draft because he has no idea where Jonathan Mingo was drafted, had this to say about why he selected Jonathan Mingo as an honorable mention. So Mingo did not make the first team nor the second team, but he did to elect Jonathan Mingo to the honorable mentions list, and for these following reasons. He had this to say, quote, Mingo isn't A.J. Brown 2.0. There are Brownian flashes with the ball in his hands. Young will get it out quickly to Mingo in space frequently as an extension of the run game. He'll be sneaky productive in his debut season, close quote. I have many thoughts about that, but I'm going to try to constrict it down to just a few for the sake of time. And as I mentioned, I don't know how much this guy actually has been looking into the Carolina Panthers. Now, the first thing I want to say is the A.J. Brown thing is a very overused comparison, and I believe that's just something that people have looked at draft profiles, that have heard through the grapevine all about who Jonathan Mingo is. It just always comes up as A.J. Brown. Though that is a fair comparison for him, I believe that is setting unrealistic expectations for what we could potentially get out of him in his rookie season. I don't want to call him A.J. Brown 2.0. I want him to be Jonathan Mingo, the original, but I want him to be the best Jonathan Mingo that he possibly could be. So shying away from those A.J. Brown comparisons probably would be best for him, especially in his rookie year with a rookie quarterback who they're both going to be learning in tandem beside each other throughout this season. I don't think that it's fair to try to put those type of heavy expectations on him. But I do agree that he will have a productive rookie season, but I disagree that it will be in the ways that he mentioned. I don't believe that Jonathan Mingo is going to be one of the players that is used as an extension of the run game. As he has it listed here, he is a perimeter receiver that I believe that will most of the time be utilized down the field or in that middle of the field area. We have players like Laviska Shenault, like Damiere Byrd, like Shi Smith that can come in and be those gadget guys and be the extension of their of the run game, to the point where I don't believe that is where we're going to need to use Jonathan Mingo. This sounds like more of an excuse to force the ball into his hands, which is not something that I necessarily believe is going to be necessary, especially with the emergence with the potential emergence of DJ Chark, with the veteran in Adam Thielen, and with the new ways that Laviska Shenault is going to be used. I believe that using him in this way would pretty much be forcing him out there during his rookie season, which is something that I don't think the Carolina Panthers necessarily want to do. And that is pretty much all I have to say about Jonathan Mingo being selected to this list. Congratulations to him. Hopefully he can make the first team after the preseason is over and into his rookie season, but that's still up in the air, man. But hey, good luck to him, and I truly believe that he can do it. Now, the final player that was mentioned on this list is surprisingly somebody that slipped all the way into the later rounds for us, be it safety Jammie Robinson. He was selected as the honorable mention on this list, and this is what Chris Trapasso had to say about Jammie Robinson. Quote, "As for Robinson, he'll come up and strike ball carriers. He'll strike ball carriers and underneath routes. Despite being built like a skinny nickel corner, he has lightning quick feet and is comfortable finding the ball in the air. On a still improving, relatively young base Carolina defense, the former Florida star will fill the stat sheet in 2023, close quote. All right, I just have a few things to say about this. The first being the fact that Jeremy Chinn is going to be transitioning into a more hybrid position, but a more so linebacker position or just weapon, however people want to label it. I do believe that does potentially open up that primary backup safety role behind newly acquired veteran leader of the defense one of the leaders of the defense as of right now, Von Bell, and returning veteran in Xavier Woods. I do believe with Chinn moving, that opens up the potential for Jammie Robinson to potentially be that primary backup safety. But on that same note, with Von Bell and Xavier Woods being so stout at their positions, being veterans, seeing as much football as they have, barring injury, knock on wood, if you know what I'm saying, like, I don't see Jammie Robinson getting that many snaps on the field, especially in the base. There may be certain packages that he's included in no matter what because of his skill set. But I think he will primarily be used on special teams for the majority of his rookie season, barring injury. But I will say that him being relegated to only being a special teams player for majority of his rookie season does, in my opinion, mean that we probably had very good injury luck and he did not have to play that much. Similar to how I said how this guy, Chris Trapasso, tried to say that the team will possibly use Jonathan Mingo. I believe that's just complete. I just think that's completely incorrect because he does not watch the team that much. I believe Jammie Robinson will be an impact player, but the only way I believe that he will see significant enough time to be voted to any list or get any type of award recognition would be if there were some, injury to one of our starting safeties, man. But with that being said, those are my thoughts on this list. The 3 Carolina Panthers rookies that have been selected to this preseason all-rookie team, like before the preseason even starts. So there hasn't been any football played. So this is all just thoughts and opinions. Take here, take there. So take it with a grain of salt. But those are my opinions on this CBS article, man. What do you all think? Leave your comments, everything. If you agree with this, if you think there should be more players on here, what do you think about DJ Johnson? Whatever you think about this list, leave your comments down below. I know I just said that, but with that being said, I am Jamario Rashad. This is the way I see it. That is my dog barking outside the door. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm out, man. Peace.